Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts Character Files. Today we are starting with the Enchanted Domain, and then right after will be the Dwarf Woodlands. So it's just those two worlds. After that, um, will be a very long one, if I'm being completely honest. Take me for 5, 6. Yeah. That is a lot, actually. So we are 31 pages from next chapter. So we're going through pretty fast. But for the most part, it's just been, excuse me, it's just been mainly very few, um, very few pages for each world. Some are a little bit longer than others, but this one will be specifically these two because the one after is a lot more pages than you would expect. Um, yeah, no. Absolutely love these two. I believe they're both only Birth by Sleep and point two. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So these are both Union Key, Birth by Sleep, and point two. Birth by Sleep point two. These are not very long, so it'll be a pretty quick one. Just like those other ones. But let's get right into it. Enchanted Dominion. It's from Sleeping Beauty, 1959. And it is a beautiful kingdom with a splendid castle and abundant greenery and water. Due to a curse cast by Maleficent, an evil fairy who lives on the Forbidden Mountain, Aurora and everyone else in the country have fallen into an eternal sleep. Don't you remember? We've met before. That is Philip, prince of a neighboring country. After meeting Aurora in a dream, Philip meets her for real in the forest by chance and fell in love with her. Maleficent captures him, but he escapes with Aqua and battles the Fairy of Evil, or Evil Fairy. My bad. The Fairy of Evil sounds so cool, though. I mean, it's the same thing, but it's like a crazy, new name. I never thought I'd meet you outside my dreams. That's it. That is. That is. Aurora, one of the 7 princesses of heart, who possesses pure heart. Aurora fell into an eternal sleep on her 16th birthday due to Maleficent's curse. She meets Sora in Hollow Bastion as one of the sleeping one of the captured princesses. Once you beat Riku, I believe, all the princes of heart are freed, and you could talk to each one of them that were captured. And there's like 5 that are there. Maybe more? I can't remember. I think it might be 6 actually. That's her in her ordinary clothes. Um, yeah, that's funny. All right, Enchanted Dominion story, Sleeping Light by Tara. Oh man, he had an awful time here. Yeah, no, it was absolutely sad. He was used. But yeah, what I sensed within her as she slept was light itself, and that feeling was very similar to what I felt when I stood in front of Ven. This was Enchanted Dominion. Her heart is filled with light, not the slightest touch of darkness, just the kind of heart I need. Speaking these words, a woman wearing pitch black clothing emerged from the shadows. Ah, so meant Vent's that meant Ven's heart also overflowed with light. Overflow with light? That was something I didn't have. I turned to face her and asked a question. For what? Imagine with me. Huh. Imagine with me the glorious futures, 7 of the purest hearts, each overflowing with light. When brought together, they grant the power to rule all worlds, she said. Her goal was the worlds themselves, and the aura emanating from her was darkness itself, as though she was the complete opposite of the sleeping girl. In your heart, oh, in your heart, there is darkness just waiting to be awakened. As she said this, she gave a faintly ominous smile. I don't know what you're talking about. Perhaps not yet, but I have power over sleep. The woman, Maleficent, raised her staff, and I fell into an irresistible sleep, with no idea of what would happen next. I'm really messing up these lines. Goshy. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. It's Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather again. And I believe they have the first line all the same. Yeah. First line is all the same, and I will read the rest of it after I read this full one for Flora. One of the 3 good fairies who blessed Aurora at her birth. Flora provides support in Prince Philip's battle against Maleficent Dragon by casting a spell on his sword. She also appears in the mysterious tower. Okay, so I'm just reading the middle one. When Fauna first meets Ventus, she perceives a heart of pure light within him, just like Aurora's. And we go to Maleficent. An evil fairy who places a curse on the entire country, including Aurora. She plots to not only take over the kingdom, but to take possession of all worlds as well. See Maleficent section in Chapter 2. We've already read through that, so we're not going back. This is Merryweather. Merryweather has a strong will, and she rebukes Ventus when she finds him peering at Aurora asleep in a bed. Sorry. I'm a peacekeeper, not a tyrant. I'm a peacekeeper, not a tyrant. What did I do? Well, it's all birth by sleep. Maleficent's magic deceives Terra once. He resists when she tries to cast another spell on him. And although he readies his Keyblade, she's able to escape. Well, they ain't got nothing. I don't remember which one said that. I think it was Flora. No, Fauna. It was Fauna who said that. Ventus, along with the three good fairies, arrive at Maleficent's castle. In the depths of the dungeon guarded by Maleficent's minions, Ventus releases Aurora's heart and experiences one of her memories. Careful, they're Maleficents. I'm fucking this up. What did Master Xehanort tell you? Aqua presses Maleficent, but the evil fairy doesn't answer her. Maleficent is enraged by Prince Philip's escape from her prison. She transforms the bridge into a forest of thorns and herself into a dragon. That was a crazy fight, but pretty easy. It's way easier than the fights on fucking on Dark Souls with the what the hell am I trying to say? The dragon that just sets fire to the bridge and kills everything. That might be a different game. It might be one of the Dark Souls series, but I can't remember which one. Alright. Try all you want, but you'll never defeat a heart filled with light. Oh wait, that's not the same. Try all you want, but you'll never defeat a heart filled with light. I will not be defeated by something as insignificant as love. That's her voice, and I will stick with it. After hearing Aqua's words, Maleficent gives a parting speech before disappearing. As long as there is light, there will be darkness, and in time, many more will be drawn to it. Then they will all belong to me. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. Alright, and now we are in Woodlands, where this is Snow White. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in 1937. Yes, wild. God, it's almost been a whole fucking 100 years since this. 11 more years, and it's been 100 years since this came out. That's absolutely wild. Um, and they made that terrible ass remake with the what's her ugly ass face? I don't know. I apologize. Don't target me for any reason. Um, a kingdom full of natural beauty. I'm sorry, that just doesn't connect with the live action version of Snow White. Um, surrounded by forests and mines sparkling with jewels, is found in the world of the movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. A prideful queen possessing a magic mirror lives in the castle. She seeks to take the life of her stepdaughter Snow White. What a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just some of these just don't connect in my head for some reason. With the live action version of Snow White, it just doesn't connect whatsoever. Like it's not gonna happen. It makes no sense to me, if I'm being completely honest. Sorry, I was distracted for a second. Snow White, a pure-hearted princess who's described as having snow white or skin white as snow and lips red as roses or a rose. Jesus Christ, I'm screwing this up. Snow White lives in the forest with the dwarves. She lives there? I don't think that's right. She's one of the 7 princesses of Heart and meets Sora in Hollow Bastion in Kingdom Hearts 1. Thank you, Ven. My name's Snow White. You dare defy your queen? Close enough. The queen, a prideful woman and Snow White's stepmother. She possesses a magic mirror that speaks the truth. She's jealous of Snow White, whom the mirror says is the fairest in the land, and she seeks to take the girl's life. What a bitch. As always, what a bitch. Alright, let's continue on. Dwarf Woodlands Story. I'm Wishing by Aqua. Mirror that led me astray. Mirror, mirror. You fight the fucking mirror as Aqua, and it is an absolutely terrible experience sometimes. Sorry. Let's continue. I'd only just started my journey when I first encountered this mirror. After I became a Keyblade Master, this is the world I visited at the start of my long journey. To both bring home Ventus, who had left at the same time as Terra, and locate Master Xehanort. Maybe back then, I still didn't understand anything. Ventus, why won't you wake up? As I gazed at the sleeping Snow White, I remembered the words I once said to Ven. Since then, Ven has fallen asleep again, and my long journey continues. Is the me I see reflected in the mirror really me? Only your heart is hollow enough to be a demon's. The me in the mirror murmured this and laughed. Maybe she was the version of me swallowed by darkness. I merely imagined that the darkness hadn't engulfed me. It already had, hadn't it? I reached out to the mirror, to the me in the mirror. The mirror sucked me in, and and what stretched out in front of me was a repeating world that seemed to go on forever. I want to let go of everything and fade into the darkness. Yes, it's true. There are times I feel that way. But even so, I continue on, for the sake of my bonds with my friends. Oh my god, this is going to be so difficult to do. Grumpy. A dwarf with a sullen expression on his face. Grumpy is distrustful and as a quick temper, but he opens his heart to Snow White. He suspects Ventus is a diamond thief. Couldn't say wait, could ya? That's his voice. You mustn't be fooled. Uh, mustn't be fooled by him, princess. Doc, the peacemaker among the 7 dwarves who live in a cottage in the forest. Doc accepts Snow White, who came into the cottage while the dwarves were out. He has an abundance of knowledge and is distinguished by his glasses. I can't remember their voices. Happy, sleepy, bashful. You sure seem nice. Happy. A smiling dwarf who's always in a good mood. Happy's a bit plumper than the other dwarves. And he doesn't treat Ventus with hostility. Is it morning already? I think that was it. Is it morning already? Or that one, I can't remember. Sleepy. A dwarf with eyes that blink sleepily, who's quick to fall asleep. He likes it when Snow White tells him bedtime stories. Oh gosh. Bashful. Bashful is a very shy dwarf, and his face turns red at the drop of a hat. He hates it when people stare at him. It makes him fidgeting. Let's go down to the last ones. Oh, right. The image and words on the right side is because the sun was out when I did it. And I had the curtains open so I could take the picture. I apologize if you can't see it clearly. Oh my fucking god! Oh. Alright. Maybe it's a power you have deep inside you. The Keyblade wielder gradually becomes friends with Snow White, Doc, Grumpy, and the others. But one day the queen, who's taken the form of an old woman, not lady, but same difference, tricks Snow White into eating a poisoned apple. The dwarves gather around the sleeping Snow White and grieve. Then a prince appears and wakes her with a kiss. The bond between their hearts is strong. Of course not. Thank you, friend. Oh my god, that's the voice. That's the voice for Doc. Mother of fucking damn it. Ah, who cares? Now, you will ask the mirror. Now, you will ask the mirror, where can I find Master Xehanort? flips her. She flips her covered hair dramatically. After hearing the mirror, Tara visits the castle, where the queen demands he bring her Snow White's heart. However, he ignores her order and points out the darkness in her own heart. This sends her into a rage, and she traps him in the mirror. After winning the battle against the mirror, Tara obtains information about Master Xehanort and leaves this world behind. I'm sorry, my eyes are kind of dropping right now. I'm getting tired. I'm getting a little tired. Sorry. That's not nice. Treating me like some kind of bad guy. I'm just trying to find a friend. Find a friend. My friend. Sorry. When Ventus visits the mine in search of Terra, he meets dwarves working there. However, they mistakenly decide that he's a diamond thief and won't talk to him. Later, Ventus meets Snow White on his way to the castle. She tells him about a person who sounds like Terra. So he heads to the Flower Glade. And the only person there is a suspicious old woman. My hay fever. I gotta. Hold on. Careful. Sneezy. Dwarf troubled by big sneezes that happen anywhere at any time. And at any time. Sneezy says that Snow White's soup helps his hay fever. Why does he have hay fever? I don't understand. Dopey. He doesn't say a damn thing. A dwarf without a beard who expresses his feelings not with words, but with his abundant facial expressions and body language. Dopey loves Snow White. When Ventus leaves, the dwarf is sad to see him go. Alright, so we'll do the princess stuff and then we'll do the witch. Oh my fucking god, Alright. It was a song that drew me. It was a song that drew us together. That was nice. The prince. A prince of a neighboring country. He's drawn to Snow White by her beautiful singing and falls in love with her at first sight. When he visits the castle again and hears from Aqua about the tragedy that's befallen Snow White, he hurries to the forest. Oh my god, this Kingdom Hearts music is making me fall asleep slowly. It's so beautiful, and it's I'm falling asleep. Oh my god, it's a struggle. Alright. To tell you the truth, I really don't know what I would have done without that. The witch, the queen in disguise, with the aim of eliminating Snow White. When Ventus picks up the poison apple and gives it back to her, she sees his keyblade and says that Terra threatened her with one of them, which is a lie. Oh my gosh. What wouldst thou know, my queen? Magic mirror. A magic mirror that answers the questions it's asked with the truth. The queen placed it in a vault, and to satisfy her pride, she asks it, who is the fairest one of all? It's Snow White, my lady. She is the fairest one, not your bitchy self. I'm joking. I'm sorry. It's just like a miracle. Oh my god! I'm so tired. I haven't slept. I took a nap yesterday, and that was it. The poison apple from the queen, who disguised herself as an old woman, has put Snow White in an eternal sleep. The 7 dwarfs surround her in grief. The prince from a neighboring country hears about it from Aqua and rushes to the princess. When he gives Snow White a farewell kiss, she wakes up. I was gonna say she awakens, but that's not the words. Watching the dwarves see off the prince and Snow White as they depart, Aqua thinks about Ventus. Okay. Is this the last apparition? Before it takes me over? After setting foot into the dwarf woodlands of the realm of darkness, Aqua sees a phantom of Ventus sleeping in a glass coffin. That is Kingdom Hearts Birthday Sleep Point 2. Aqua's heart seems as though it's going to fade into the darkness. And the only thing that keeps her going is the feeling that she has to return home to wake Ventus. And then a phantom of herself, created by a mirror, stands in front of her, stands in her way. After she fights the phantom, Aqua wonders about the weakness of her own heart. I'm so sorry. At the very end, my eyes are just starting to droop, and I'm just like sleepy. I'm like falling asleep here, bro. Oh my lordy. Okay, so next time will be a very long one for me, because it is Castle of Dreams, which is Cinderella, and then Deep Space, which is Lilo and Stitch, and others. So, that is it for today. Thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate you guys joining. On Monday, we will continue on with Graveyard Keeper. Tuesday will be more character files. Wednesday will be Stardew Valley. Thursday, more character files. Friday, Balatro. And Saturday, once again, is Kingdom Hearts character files. Honestly, I love Kingdom Hearts so much, and reading this has made it so much better. It's also made me better at reading, which is great. Last time it was like 5 pages, or no, a while ago when it was 5 pages, it took me about 50 minutes. Now it takes me a lot less time. By like 4 minutes. But, thank you all for joining. If you want to get the book for yourself, the link is in the description. If you want to see me streaming live, or my husband streaming live, our Twitch and my Kick are in the description. My husband's business is also in the description if you want to take a look at any of that. And thank you guys for joining. Really appreciate you all joining. But yeah, Monday is Graveyard Keeper, and we have just gotten set from our slow pace right at the beginning, and we are gonna get to upgrading a lot of stuff next time. So, thank you guys for joining. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, peeps. I love y'all.